Hey everybody, uh, this is the part of the video where I'm essentially going through and I'm looking at these shank nails. They're a major pain in the butt to remove, so I'm just trying to evaluate how I'm going to actually tackle this problem. There's quite a few of them. There's probably over 200, 300. So that was the shank nail there. Um, and I'm just still trying to evaluate where I'm going to begin uh, on this trailer after I remove all these panels. Uh, Here was one of my first panels I got off. Once I got in there, I started looking and seeing some gaps and stuff along the bottom side of the trailer. So I went out to look, and it's pretty normal for some gaps to exist between the skin and the actual, yeah, see, so I'm showing it there. There's a little hole in the bottom side of the trailer frame. Um, at first I thought it was a problem, but it's really not. Um, there is a lot of these little manufacturing details that you see in these trailers. Um, they are essentially pumped out pretty quickly, so that's why you start to see some of that stuff.
So these little shank nails are so gnarly, my brand new cat's paw is already getting beat up. So I had to file the end down a little bit to get it nice and sharp again. Probably have to do that another 2 or 3 times to get all these boards off.
Alright, so right here I'm kind of trying to figure out how I need to get this panel off without removing the entire window. I didn't want to mess with the seals around the window. I didn't want to basically remove the window, so essentially I decided later that I would cut around the window, and it worked out really well. And there was a few other spots like along the door right behind me. You can't really see it in these shots here, but it was the same situation. I didn't want to remove the door framing and all that stuff, and mess with any of the seals. I was overly surprised at that there were no leaks in this trailer. I was expecting a lot of leaks, and essentially there were none, so I didn't want to mess that up by screwing around with screws and removing stuff I didn't need to.
Alright guys, well, we got all the siding off. Well, the plywood siding, interior wood. So this section, basically I had to cut this out and extract the piece. More so because you see these are bolted in here to this door framing. I am avoiding the door framing as far as fiddling with it. I don't want to mess with it. It works good. It closes. It locks. I don't want to mess with any of that just yet. I'll deal with that when I have to. There is going to be one adjustment here. I think what I'm going to end up doing is taking this header plate off, or this little header board here. I'm going to cut it probably straight across here, and then do a real close cut right along the metal framing of the door. Nothing's holding this in. There's no support beams back there, so I'm just going to cut this straight off. There are support beams right here, each one of these, so I'll do one header board all the way across the top, and then it'll mount into this frame and this frame here. And then when I put this piece back on, I'll just buy a new piece of sheet of plywood and then measure it and put it in there. Gotta love that though. Like, I don't know what they were doing there, but they burned a hole straight through the metal. So I think what I am going to end up doing with that is just get a little piece of 1 inch and then just weld right over the top of it. I don't know what else to do there. So here's some of the lower framing. Looks like they just did some real simple tack welds there. I might just come back and finish some of those welds up. Get it real solid in there. This is the nose, the right side. What's gonna go probably here is between these two. I'm gonna build a support brace structure for mounting a spare tire on the outside, the exterior. So my spare tire for the trailer will go on the exterior, but inside the walling here will be a fully welded support brace. So the trick is going to be welding a lot of this stuff with this skin on. I'm going to try not to take this skin off. Another thing I really don't want to mess with. So you have to pardon the wind. It's super windy today. We probably will do something on this side, but I'm not 100% sure just yet. Oh! Alright, maybe it's time to close this bugger up real fast. Oh, smashing this dude. Well, that's great. I'll have to get some, maybe have to replace those, get some metal ones. I just finished putting the, taking that wood off, so installed this. Our main door latch here, so this is good. I like this little latch there. I'll come back inside here. All right. Whew. So with the vents, I need to measure these, but this one will probably end up being, I'll probably reinstall a vent fan over this. So probably end up replacing that guy. This one will probably leave that one alone. So as you can see, basically around the window, I left the wood. Like I said, I didn't want to take this wood off and have to take the whole entire framing of the window apart, right? Like, it doesn't leak right now. I've driven this thing through a major rainstorms in the southeast, central. And we've had some pretty gnarly rains once I got it back home. And I have not noticed any leaking, which is really good. I mean, the whole reason we took, like, one of the main reasons we took all the wood off was to find the leaks. So that is what it is. I'm just going to leave it as that, right? So as you can see, we definitely have some gaps here. And some of them will get fixed, like some of these real big ones, but some of these I'm actually going to leave. And the reason why is when we put insulation into these walls, into this wall cavity, I want any moisture that wicks in from the outside, I need it to expel out. So it needs to have an area, a way to get out of the trailer so it does not stick into and stay on the insulation. So there will be some gaps between, now that's wood, right? That's a gap between the frame, not the wall, not the sheet metal, right? Like these ones over here, those are pretty tight, but it's the sheet metal that has the gap. And that I'm okay with. It's the ones where the flooring actually has a gap. Like this right here, right? Like that's not good. We don't want that. So we're gonna fix that. Probably end up getting new plywood or adding a layer of plywood on top of this. So most likely what we'll do is we'll seal this top layer and then put another piece of plywood on top of this so we have a little bit of a height to the floor. And we'll just have to deal with it.